What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Mets Central. The New York Mets rebounding at a big win against the Washington Nationals, much needed after the amount of mental mistakes that they made in last night's game, which really did aggravate me. There were a couple more today, don't get me wrong, and there were a couple things where I'm like, could we not be in a dogfight here with the Washington Nationals, please? Especially with what they were throwing out there on the mound. But either way, this pitching staff gets the job done. I mean, you just get a great outing from Clay Holmes. You get great work from the bullpen. Obviously, now there's the scare with AJ Minter back there, which we're going to talk about. But we got a lot to get into. So on your way in, or if you're watching on replay, leave a like if you enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, especially if you're Met fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live here on Met Central. But yeah, there were again a lot of things where there's patterns that are worrisome, but the thing that I keep saying, and the problem is that we're almost in May, and I'm sitting here wondering how much longer am I going to have to say what I've been saying? And that's the line of they're winning games without some of their offensive guys that we know could perform better, like Nimmo and Soto, not performing at their best. The problem right now is that we're almost in May, and it's like, how much longer can I be saying this until they start to actually pick things up here? So that's something that is worrying me, to be honest with you. And I'm not thrilled about the way Juan Soto played today. Not thrilled about the way Brandon Nimmo played today, but let's talk about it. I mean, in the first inning, you have that leadoff single from Francisco Lindor, and then Soto hits into it, or he strikes out, and you have the strike him out, throw him out double play, which I don't know why Lindor was not sliding there, and I didn't love just again another mental mistake there. And I'm not going to kill Lindor because he's been on a heater lately, and he's the last guy, honestly, that deserves criticism at this moment. But I didn't love that play there where it's like, why are you not sliding? And why did he slow down going into second base there? You were already committed. So let's go. I don't know if he thought that was a walk or what, but you got to keep your head in the damn game there. And you have to hustle that play out no matter what. This is just, again, basic baseball fundamentals here. But again, I won't get on Lindor too much. He's been one of the few guys that has been really unbelievable. So I can't say much here. Pete Alonso then strikes out to end the inning. The bottom of the first, Clay Holmes allows a single, but outside of that, getting a lot of contact outs in the top of the second inning. After two outs, the Mets get a two-out rally as Jesse Winker works a really good at bat and gets a single because of it. And then Francisco Alvarez hits one to the opposite field to make it a 2-0 game. I honestly thought that it was going foul initially, but it ended up staying fair going into the bullpen, and that made it a 2-0 game. We go to the bottom of the second where there was a lot of challenges in this game because this umpire crew, let me tell you right now, they suck. And this is the same umps from yesterday's game. And now that they won, I could say it without sounding salty. This ump crew is genuinely terrible. The fact that they had to review three different plays in this game is completely absurd. So Garcia gets a single, and then Holmes gets Keibert Ruiz into that double play. Dylan Cruz gets a single, and he was clearly safe at first base, but they originally ruled him out. They reviewed it, overturned. Clay Holmes though ends up getting that ground out there to follow. The third inning, the Mets get traffic on the bases. I mean, Lindor and Alonso got singles, but nothing to show for. You get three groundouts from Clay Holmes in the bottom of the third. The fourth inning, just again, not a lot of great at bats there. Alvarez did line one the right field, and Cruz just made a good play. But we go to the bottom of the fourth, couple groundouts for Holmes again, gets his first strikeout of the game there on Josh Bell on a really nice sinker that ended up being called there for a strike. The fifth inning, the Mets get traffic on the bases as McNeil gets a single, but then Acuna hits into a double play. So Jeff McNeil hive, there you go. You won today with that one because Acuna did not put together good at bat there. Lindor, though, gets a single, and then Juan Soto grounds out right in front of Keibert Ruiz. I'll talk about it after, but the bottom of the fifth inning, Holmes only allows a single, and again, just works through it. The top of the sixth, strikes out the side. The Nationals strike out the side. I don't know how Eduardo Salazar was able to strike out the side, but he was able to, and that was gross to watch. Danny Young comes in. Credit to him. He's got a lot of shit from me and many other Met fans. He allows a single, but it wasn't even a hard hit ball, and he ends up striking out the side after that. Credit to him. Credit to Danny Young. I will be the first to admit he has looked better since I've been ripping on him. Is he still in the circle of trust? No, definitely not. But you know what? He's going to have to now get high leverage outs potentially, considering what we're going to talk about a little bit later. Then in the seventh inning, the Mets go down in order. Again, another horrible call by the umps at first base, which Jeff McNeil was clearly out on. They originally ruled it the other way. They have to review it, and then they overturn it. Reed Garrett got into some trouble, but this is where I'm confused. So I was very annoyed with Mendoza in that Philly series for not putting Reed Garrett in that third game of the series when it was clear as day should have been, because Reed Garrett threw 12 pitches in that first game of the Philly series. So I thought, put him in the third game. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Maybe they're just trying to keep him fresh. But now it's ass backwards where he worked yesterday. Now he's working today. So now he can work back to back days. I'm just very confused with the way Mendoza's used the bullpen this year. Again, Garrett wasn't the sharpest, but he is working back to back days. He still got out of it. Credit to him. And the Mets go down in order in the eighth inning. Then in the bottom of the eighth, AJ Minter comes in, gets a strikeout, and then he ends up tweaking what they are saying is tricep soreness, I believe, there for the injury that he ended up getting. If I'm not mistaken here, I believe it was that. If I could find it. Yeah. Tricep tightness. There you go. Tricep tightness for AJ Minter. That sounds to me like it's going to be an IL stint, 15 days. I could be wrong. I'm just glad it wasn't the hip, but still not a great injury. Still not great. So hopefully he'll be okay. But now that's going to force a guy like Danny Young to work more in those big spots. And if he does go on the IL, I think it's time you bring Nunez back at that point. They might not, because they might wait to just utilize that spot to get their sixth starter on the team. I could be wrong there, but I mean, I would call Nunez up, but that's just me. Either way, though, the ninth inning, Pete Alonso walks, Nimmo strikes out, Vientos gets a single, and then unfortunately the Mets can't tack on extra runs, which annoyed me because Edwin Diaz did scare me a little bit. I thought he was going to lose Luis Garcia on that first at bat, and then he walks Keibert Ruiz, throws a couple of inside pitches to Dylan Cruz, but ends up getting 3 strikeouts that inning. And credit to Diaz for looking better, performing better than he has lately. And credit to Max Kranick, by the way, who came in that 8th inning and ended up doing some good work as well. But yeah, a bit of a snooze fest. I'm also a little worried with Holmes. I'm not too worried, but he got pulled after the low pitch count. And it's not even that for me. It's more the fact that he got pulled. He didn't look comfortable after that rain delay, which is another thing I forgot to mention happened, which is why this is so late at night, or not so late, but this is later at night than I initially thought it was going to be this post game. But I don't know. I'm hoping that's nothing. I don't think it is, but it's just something to keep an eye on because he didn't look right entirely when out of that rain delay, and towards the end he looked a little tired. Maybe that's why they pulled him, just to be on the precautionary side, and I'm fine with it if that's the case. But he was good today. I mean, he generated a lot more of the contact outs than the swing and miss stuff today, but it worked. It worked, and it was good, and it was a lot of soft contact, so I was happy with what he gave. Still gave 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. I will take it. And then credit to the bullpen. Like I said, Danny Young stepped up big. Reed Garrett worked into a jam, worked out of it as well. Minter, now we have the worry, especially because, again, a tricep thing does not sound great. Kranick, again, credit to him having to come into a rough spot after Minter got pulled because of an injury, and then Diaz getting the save there, getting 3 strikeouts, that being 2. The offense, Not great, not enough traffic on the bases, not enough guys in scoring position. 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. He just didn't get enough at all on the base paths at all. Nimmo and Soto are worrying me. I'm going to be honest. I'm definitely more worried about Nimmo than Soto, but it's almost May, and I'm at the point where these guys got to start showing something here, showing me signs that they're going to get out of this because Juan Soto today took some pretty bad at bats. Like, let's call it how it is. He was watching pitches go right down the middle of the plate. Pitches go down the plate that he would normally send to the moon. So I'm not a fan of his at bats at all lately. And especially today, it was very noticeable that he was taking so many pitches that he needs to be swinging at. Sorry, you're not going to walk your way on every time. And I I'll take the walks when he gets them. I'm not going to be that type of person that's like, "Oh, you got to swing the bat this and that." Like if he's drawing walks fine, but he needs to be swinging at those pitches that are right down the middle of the plate. And I don't know if he is worried to because he's grounding out so much or what, but I'm definitely I don't know how I want to word this because it's like he is the hitter that he is, but where are the signs of it is what I'm trying to get at. Where are the signs that this is going to turn? Because right now, to me, there's no signs really that it's going to turn. He just looks like a different player in the box than he has throughout his career, which is the problem for me of all things. Because if he gets back to the way he is, I mean, we know what he's going to be, but where are the signs? That's the biggest problem that I have. Brandon Nimmo, though, to me, is showing even less of signs. I mean, we've talked about it for weeks. It just looks like he's having an identity crisis. He's the guy where it's like he can't be hitting in the top of the order right now, in my opinion. He just cannot at all hit in the top of the order. Just too many strikeouts from him, and he just looks lost. So happy they got the win. But there needs to be more from this offense. And it's just weird how this team on the road, for whatever reason, on the road, it just feels like they play worse baseball than they do at home. Again, I don't know what it is, but it's very bizarre. Well, let me get to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, all that other stuff. Let's see. Love that when Diaz. Love how when Diaz played. Hated how Soto batted like he had wolf shit coursing through his veins. I'm right there with you, man. Soto was not good today, and Ray saying that starting to piss him off. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, and I think that there's a fair way to go about this. That because I don't want this to sound like I don't think he's like I don't want to sound like I'm saying he's never going to get out of it. But I want to see signs and I want to see it. I want to see it happen already. And it's pissing me off. There's that fine line there, of course, but it's not great right now. Yeah, you're saying the same thing that they play much better brand of baseball at home compared to on the road. Their road play needs to improve. Yeah, and I was thinking as the game went along too. Yeah, and this too. I mean, the Mets should have destroyed the Nationals bullpen. I agree there. Hey, and for Danny Young again, credit to him. Credit to him. He has looked better. I'm not gonna take it away from him. And he's gonna have to be better now if Minter's gonna go on the IL. But I mean, it is an arm thing, but I get what you mean. That's not hip related or elbow. I'm assuming is what you mean. And this is the problem here. It's like Soto's being too selective up there. I I think that's a perfect way of putting it. It just he's way too selective up there that he's missing pitches down the middle now. And it's like I don't know what he's looking for up there. That's the thing. I don't know what pitches he's looking for when he's up at the plate. Because if you're not swinging at pitches that are 95 down the middle that you should be crushing for the money that you're making and for the type of hitter that you are, then what are you looking for exactly when you're up there in the batter's box if you're not going to swing at that? And it's one thing if every now and then, he looks at a pitch down the middle and looks it off, but it's happening almost every at bat now where there's pitches down the middle that he's just either taking or grounding out on. And it's very bizarre and it's very annoying and concerning all at the same time. Maybe Pete and Soto should switch roles, give Soto a little protection to get him going. You could. You could try it, but I don't even know anymore. I really don't. And I mean, I don't hate the idea because then it gives you a reason as well to put Vientos hitting cleanup and move Nimmo down. But I don't know, like, what will get him going. It's just like, again, it's real. The problem is that it's like, I don't know what he's looking for when he's up at the plate right now because he's just, it's not the same. It's not what we're used to from him at all. And it's just really infuriating, to be honest with you. Again, at some point, he will get out of it. He's too good not to, but I'm not seeing signs that's going to come anytime soon is the problem for me and the worry for me. So that's the thing. It's just more a matter of when is it going to happen at this rate. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. I'll see you guys in the next one.